Welcome to Capital Prism, focusing on premium global investment content dedicated to investing in humanity's next leap. So, let's talk about Pop Mart. You've probably seen their cute figures, right? Or at least heard about the whole blind box craze. But what's really going on behind the toys is a business phenomenon that is frankly taking over the world. Today, we're going to deconstruct exactly how they pulled it off. Okay, let's get right into it. Section 1, a financial phenomenon. And I mean, really, we have to start here because the numbers are just staggering. Just look at this. In the first half of 2025 alone, Pop Mart's revenue didn't just, grow. It completely exploded. We're talking over 204% growth from the year before. That's just wild. And this isn't just empty revenue, not by a long shot. That growth translated into an adjusted net profit of 4.71 billion RMB. Now, to put that in perspective, that is more than they made in the entire previous year, in just 6 months. I mean, come on. These are jaw-dropping numbers for any company, let alone one that sells collectible toys. So it brings us to the central question of this whole explainer. What on earth did this toy company do so right?
Well, the answer is pretty fascinating. It's a strategy that completely flips the traditional playbook for creating famous characters on its head. We're calling it the reverse Disney strategy.
Okay, so let me break this down for you. Think about the traditional way. Think Disney. First, they create a huge story, a blockbuster movie, right? Then they develop the characters from that story into IP. And finally, they sell you the toys and all the merch. Pop Mart does the exact opposite. They built their channel, their stores, their vending machines first. Then they launch their characters directly through that channel, straight to the fans, building a whole community without ever needing a movie to begin with.
And look, this journey didn't happen overnight. It was a really smart, strategic evolution. They started out in 2010 as just a trendy little goods store in Beijing. The big aha moment came in 2015 when they saw just how insanely popular these Sunny Angel blind boxes were. That's when the light bulb went off. A year later, they signed the IP for Molly, launched their first series, and boom, it was a massive hit. From there, they listed on the stock exchange in 2020 and even opened their first theme park in 2023.
So, moving on to Section 3, an IP creation engine. Because that channel-first approach, that was the absolute game changer. It created this powerful, direct launchpad for their characters, which are the real fuel for this incredible engine. So unlike traditional characters that have these deep, complex backstories, Pop Mart's characters are all about the design, the aesthetics, that emotional connection. It's something called artist IP. It doesn't need a movie or a comic book. The character is the story. This allows fans to project their own feelings, their own narratives, right onto the figure. It becomes personal. And believe me, this engine is incredibly effective. They have 5 separate IPs that each generated over 1 billion RMB. But just look at the chart. The absolute dominance of the monsters, you probably know its main character, Lavaboo, is just stunning. It accounts for almost 35% of the revenue from their top 5 IPs. That's a powerhouse.
And it's not just a one-hit wonder. The portfolio is incredibly deep. This wasn't just a lucky break with one character. In total, 13 different artist IPs each brought in over 100 million RMB in revenue. That shows you this is a system that works.
And if you need more proof that the model is repeatable, just look at their newest hit, Twinkle Twinkle. It came right out of the gate and was a massive success, pulling in nearly 390 million RMB in just its first 6 months. It proves they can do this again and again. Okay, but how did they sell so many of these characters so quickly? The answer isn't just the cute designs. It's the brilliant, almost addictive sales tactic that fueled this whole craze. Which brings us to Section 4, the psychology of blind boxes. You see, the blind box isn't just a package. It is a perfectly designed psychological loop. It all starts with that feeling of anticipation, right? The thrill of not knowing what's inside. Then comes the unboxing, that's your little dopamine hit from the reveal. Then it hooks you with that collector's impulse. You gotta complete the set. You gotta find that super rare, hidden design. And the final step? You share your haul online, which creates this community and pulls even more people in. It's genius. This strategy creates what a lot of people are calling emotional luxury. The value isn't in the plastic itself, it's in the feeling, the experience. And I think this idea captures it perfectly. Because the characters have no set backstory, they become a blank canvas. So you're not just unboxing a toy, you're unboxing a little reflection of yourself. So you've got this powerful IP engine, and you've got this addictive sales model. What happens when you put those two things together? Well, you get an explosive global expansion.
While the market in China is still super strong, the international growth has been absolutely phenomenal. Just look at these numbers. Revenue in the Americas is up over 1,100%. Europe, over 700%. This isn't just growth anymore, people. This is a global takeover. And the raw numbers here show this was a very deliberate, very successful push into key markets around the world. You can see the revenue is becoming a huge factor outside of China, and it's all supported by them opening new stores at a really rapid pace across Asia, the Americas, and Europe.
In fact, their international business has grown so fast that it now accounts for about half of the company's total sales. That is just a monumental shift for a company that was almost exclusively focused on China just a few years ago. But this success story isn't just about selling toys in boxes anymore. It's about something much bigger. It's about building the Pop Mart universe.
Pop Mart is rapidly moving beyond just retail into a complete entertainment and lifestyle ecosystem. We're not just talking about collectibles anymore. We're talking theme parks, animated shows for characters like Labubu, global exhibitions, lifestyle goods, high-end art collaborations. They're literally building a world for their characters to live in and inviting all of us to live in it with them. Which brings us to the final and most crucial question of all. Pop Mart has absolutely mastered the art of the viral hit. There's no question about that. But can they transform that lightning-in-a-bottle popularity into something truly enduring? Can they create a cultural icon on the same level as a Mickey Mouse or a Hello Kitty? That really is the billion-dollar question that's going to define their entire next chapter. If you like our content, please follow, subscribe, and share it with your family and friends. Thanks for watching this episode of Capital Prism.